Everyone, I'm sitting with DJ Stephens. He is a former Memphis Tiger, one of the best athletes to come out of the University of Memphis. I had the opportunity to be a fellow Tiger with him, and so today he's going to be my interviewee for my Elite Athlete project. So, DJ, I just want you to tell me where you grew up, how many siblings you had, and were any of them involved in sports like you were?
Like Bill Keys already told you guys, I'm DJ Stephens. I played at the University of Memphis, and I was born and raised in Germany. Lived there 6 years. Then after that, moved to Italy. Lived there for 3 years. I have three brothers, two sisters. We all played sports. I started playing basketball because of my dad. He played basketball when he was a little kid. He grew up playing basketball. And even throughout his time being in the military, he still played basketball. And I pretty much grew up watching him play basketball. So that's what inspired me to play basketball.
Okay, because my next question was going to be how you got interested in basketball. All right, so what age did you decide like you were going to be good at this sport? Like when you realized you could go somewhere with it?
Well, while I was younger, like elementary school and middle school, and even the beginning of high school, I played multiple sports. I ran track, I played football, I played basketball. But once I hit high school, I I kind of decided in my mind that basketball is what I really wanted to do. So I cut out all those other sports and I just mainly focused on basketball. And that's what I put all my time into. And just over time, I continued to work on things, and that was just what I focused on.
So, did your parents or your coaches that helped you out during your younger years? Did they want you to cut off all those other sports, or was it your own personal decision and they just backed you up?
No, it was actually my own personal decision, and my family and my coaches and whoever, they just backed me up. My dad, my mom, they always just believed in letting me do whatever I felt comfortable doing, and then whatever I chose to do, they just support me in whatever I did.
Okay, so I know you have an interesting story of how you got to Memphis. Could you just give us a brief explanation about that situation?
Man, it was crazy. It was like going to my senior year, I only had 3 college offers, and I wasn't sure where I wanted to go to school. And I'm a family kid, so I didn't want to go far away from my family. So I wanted to try to stay in Texas because that's where I'm from. So, I went through my whole senior year. I didn't decide. And then when I got ready to decide, pretty much the schools that I narrowed down to and decided, it was North Texas. And I called the coaches, and they said, well, we thought you weren't coming, so we took our scholarship back. So I talked to my AU coach, and he put out the word that I was still looking for a college. And I ended up playing my senior summer after I already graduated from high school. I ended up playing AAU, and throughout that summer, I picked up quite a few offers, I think about a dozen or so. But the biggest one that I received was from Memphis. And of course, with the history that they had, and plus previous years, they had just went to the national championship game and this and that. So I definitely wanted to be a part of that. And I decided to come to Memphis, and my first couple of years, I didn't get much playing time or whatever, but my last 2 years in college, I really blossomed and got the opportunity to shine.
Okay, so would you say what were some struggles during your college years? Like you mentioned, you didn't get that much playing time your first 2 years. Did your coach there at Memphis help you with trying to better you, to get those playing times, to increase your playing times in the last 2 years, or how did that all work out?
The coaching staffs that I had, they were pretty supportive, but every 2 years, like after my sophomore year, we got completely different assistant coaches, so it was kind of weird for me, but both sets of assistant coaches that I had, they were really helpful, and they helped me work on my game, and they tried to help me improve, and they just told me to stay positive, stick with it, just stay ready, do this and that, just keep working hard, and eventually it'll show. And throughout my years, just working hard and not being able to get out there on the court. It's hard, and of course I got down at times and I got discouraged, but I just tried to stay positive. I tried to stay focused in school, just continue to work hard in basketball, and eventually when I got my shot, I just tried to make the most of it.
Okay, and what did you do for yourself and with the help of other coaches to reach the pro level or to get yourself ready to get possibly drafted or get a good contract overseas?
I just pretty much worked on my all-around game. I'm really, really athletic, so I mean that's what really stands out to a lot of people. But as a complete basketball player, I have to continue to work on my ball handling and my shooting and stuff, because that's what NBA scouts and coaches and GMs have really talked to me about. They said I got NBA level talent and abilities, but it's just certain things that I need to continue to work on, and then in a couple of years or so, then I should be in the league. So, I mean, with that coming from those people, I mean, I just have to continue to work hard, just work on my ball handling, work on my shooting, increase the things that they said I need to, so I can get back to that level.
Nice. Um, have you ever been taken advantage of by a coach?
No, in my time, I've always wanted to be around people that I felt had my best interest at heart. Like I never wanted to be under a coach, or I could never play for a coach that didn't care about me as a person off the court as well as on the court. So I've never been taken advantage of or anything like that. But I'm sure there are plenty of players out there that have.
Okay, going back to when you were younger, what coach would you say motivated you the most?
Motivated me the most. Um, Matter of fact, I wouldn't even say I was a coach. I would say my father and my mother, because no matter what, no matter how good I was, no matter how bad I was, no matter what, they were always there for me. And my dad, since he played and he wasn't able to go pursue a college career or NBA career or anything because he had to go into the military to support our family, because he wasn't ever able to pursue that avenue. He kind of lived out his basketball days through me. So he was always telling me this or trying to help me with that just to make me a better basketball player and try to make me the best basketball player I could possibly be. So I wouldn't say it was necessarily a coach, but it was my father.
That's really nice. Um, One last thing about a coach. If you could pick any coach you wanted at the level you're at right now, describe that coach to me.
Mm, that's tough. There's a million different types of coaches.
Ones that you've played for.
Ones that I've played for. Now, if I had to pick a coach, I would honestly, I'd pick my AAU coach, because he was real cool. He was laid back, but he was stern at the same time, and he knew how to handle the group of guys that he had, no matter who it was, no matter what situations it was. He always made sure he had the team's best interest at heart. And to me, he always made the best decisions for the team. So, I mean, I'd have to say my AAU coach.
What about at the pro level? I know you played overseas and then you got a chance to play in the NBA for a while. So, or whatever coaches you were at the pro level, which one would you choose?
I'd probably choose Coach Larry Drew, that I was under for the little bit of time that I was with the Milwaukee Bucks. Just because the time that I was there, I mean, he talked to me a lot. He helped me a lot. He helped me understand some things. And also, while I was there, I was with Nick Van Exel. He was assistant coach there. And he really helped me. Matter of fact, pretty much all the assistant coaches there, they helped me a lot, and they talked to me. They helped me understand some things that I didn't, and they also taught me some things that have helped me benefit for the future. So pretty much that entire Milwaukee Bucks staff.
Okay. And so I know that if you Google DJ Stephens, you will find videos of you jumping over the rim. I know I think you got Dunk of the Year or something like that. And you might have the highest vertical in NBA history or up there. Could you just talk about those accolades and kind of just give us a brief history starting with the Dunk of the Year?
My junior year, I received the Dunk of the Year. It was kind of crazy because actually I didn't even know I won it, but they came to Memphis and they filmed me walking down Beale Street and doing a bunch of stuff. And then they were just like, well, the show airs so and so, and they were just like, just watch it and stay tuned. But I kind of could tell that I won because, like, my portion of the show was a lot longer than everybody else's. So I was just like, that was kind of odd. But at the end of the show, they said I won. So that was pretty cool. And then they sent me a bunch of stuff in the mail for that. So that was cool. And pretty much throughout my time in Memphis, I mean, like I said before, I'm really athletic. So that's what people tend to love to see. So over my time at Memphis, I put up a lot of dunks and block shots and this and that. And there's a lot of pictures of that stuff on Google. And what was the last thing you said?
The last thing was you reaching a really high vertical at the NBA Combine. What is it? Was it last year?
Yeah.
And what
46.
was that?
It was measured in at a 46. I think that's still the highest vert right now.
In NBA history?
Yeah, NBA history.
So.
Higher than LeBron, Michael Jordan, Vince Carter, all those guys.
All of those guys. So that right there can conclude and tell you that this is definitely an elite athlete, DJ Stephens. The highest vertical in NBA history. I'm going to show you guys a pic of him probably kissing the rim at one point. And DJ, thanks for your time. I really appreciate you sharing your interesting story. And until next time.
Appreciate you guys having me.